and Jasper here from the Cartoon. We're back to a new Simpsons review, and this is the first episode of Season 8. Yep, Season 8 has begun, and it is, of course, a new Halloween special. It starts with the Thing and I, which Lisa and Bart are, of course, wondering what it is, and saying it's not the cat, because she's sleeping with Lisa, and it's coming from the attic. And Marge is like, is it time to tell him to do what? And he gets some fish out of the freezer, or out of the fridge, and goes to the attic. And Bart pretty much can't sleep because he then hears something in the vents. And saying like there are 4 children, and Marge saying 3. And yeah, the kids are pretty much begging him to tell them what it is. And the kids are trying to figure out what it is before Marge and Homer get home. And they figure out, they see different things, obviously, and see that something was chained, but now not. There's a shadow, which it looks like they're hiding in the vases, but no, they're not. And Homer and Marge get home, and they're saying that they found something in the attic. And she's ashamed and terrified. Which, yeah, it's loose. And you'd think it went out the door. So, of course, they called the doctor. And they're having to be straight with them. And Bart has a twin brother. Which, yeah, they pretty much keep locked. And the doctor comes and shows the story of pretty much how they were born together. The twins were born together. One was normal, one was violent. And pretty much having to both sign these things, and the twin pretty much become to violence, and Bart pretty much wondering why they kept it, and he would have had a mark. But yeah, he does have a mark. He does have a mark showing that, and saying that they might have found it in town, which Homer tells him to stay home. Which he locks the doors, and yeah, his twin pretty much never left. Of course, starts doing and wanting to get sewed back to him pretty much. And showing that he sewed this pigeon to a rat. So the doctor comes and pretty much knocks him out. And they release Bart. And showing that the scar is actually on the wrong side. And saying that the real evil one is Bart himself. And he's like, how am I not surprised? And of course, them working it out with the doctor having a knife, which is pretty much just cutting a chicken, and him pretty much just eating the rag, and Bart wondering if he could have some, which no, Marge tells him to finish his food, then they can talk, and closes the vents. The next story has Lisa losing her tooth, and doing this science project, which Bart comes in with a balloon and starts zapping her, and she zaps the tooth. It starts electrocuting, and there's this mess, these things in it, which it just seems normal, and then when she zooms in closer, there's little people in it. She created life, which she wonders why these are not actual waffles. And the waffle maker is still at the shop, so she checks on it, and yeah, they pretty much improved, which yeah, made little people in there. And everything looks so futuristic. And of course, Bart obviously destroying the whole town by crushing it. She's like, why does my brother have to be so rude? And of course, Bart's sleeping. And then the things start coming out like ships and start heading to Bart, which pretty much keep zapping him. And yeah, he pretty much comes to try to get rid of those things, saying that they started zapping at him, and that pretty much the whole toilet, flushing them down the toilet thing. And yeah, they pretty much zap her inside of their town, which yeah, those little people pretty much worship her. Because they have, of course, the statue of her, and they say the enemy, which is Bart himself, and she wants to get shrunken back to normal size, but obviously they can't. Which Bart comes back again, everybody starts to panic, and yeah, Lisa's about to get squished, and Principal Skinner pretty much taking all of Lisa's credit. And, well, he still wins, and while William's dumping all the other projects in the trash, Lisa obviously not being able to claim her reward. And then the last story of this Halloween special, Homer pretty much just fishing, saying how it's so relaxing, and the fish can take their time, and pretty much starts telling the fish to get the bait already. Then the UFO comes, starts trying to grab Homer. He falls into the water, they grab him again. And yeah, the aliens pretty much capture him, and he pulls his pants at him and pretty much starts talking about these presidents and then these different ones of the elections, which yeah, they pretty much take both of them, and they're exactly wondering what they're doing there, which yeah, they pretty much go into these pods, and of course not knowing what is happening until these things pretty much stop them in place. Well, yeah, the aliens get transformed into them pretty much, trying to pretend to be like them, and Homer pretty much all scared and saying that he is now being able to be free and getting this stuff sprayed at him so nobody would believe him, and yeah, kick him off, and he lands back in the boat. And of course the election things are beginning on the town that the news reporter says, and of course yeah, they should be able to recognize with their voices. Homer trying to tell them, but yeah, they're not believing him. Saying there's one of them right now, which yeah, he pretty much says to ruling their planet, which yeah, they still don't fall for it. And just making some of these speeches, and them holding hands, and everybody all shocked and confused, and this guy wondering why they're holding hands. Homer pretty much following them, and of course this meeting that occurs, everybody of course cheering for them, and Homer trying to tell them that they're fakes, which of course the guards stop Homer. He's wondering why nobody would believe him, which they find their UFOs, and they find the actual presidents, which they release them. And he tells them that he's gonna get them out of there. As he does the wrong button, and they end up in space, and he gets launched back to Earth. And of course, before they're elected, Homer comes back and says that, yeah, they're not actually the presidents, and they're actually aliens. But they're still having to elect with them. Of course, the aliens are now taking over. They're going to build this laser. And very much in slavery. I like this one, but definitely not as good as the last one. I can just say. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you like, subscribe to the channel, which one notifications turned on to miss anything new. Let me know what you all think.